Breaking this afternoon, the law enforcement community.
But I don't know how y'all gonna take this. That's why I just went ahead and went with how I feel with cutting it off and doing the intro. I'm Trailhand Bill reporting live from South Florida, man. I used to work with a dude. He said, man, you're gonna be an old grouch. I think he was right, because then we're in Texas, man. I don't want to say much about the story. If you're new here, we watched the video, and when that is over, I give my opinion about what we just watched until I am done. So if you only want to see the video, you're free to leave when that is over with. Let's just get to it.
This afternoon, the law enforcement community is mourning the death of a Harris County Precinct 5 constable deputy. Officials have confirmed that she and her daughter were killed in a fiery crash this morning on the Katy Freeway near the 610 West Loop. Orko Manna joins us live from the Harris County Medical Examiner's office where their bodies were taken. And Orko, such a tragic loss.
That's right, a full fleet of District 5 constable vehicles as well as Precinct 5 constable vehicles as well as Sheriff's Office vehicles escorted the medical examiner's van. Everyone involved in that procession very quiet out here as they process this loss, and we just learned the names of the deputy and her daughter. Constable Ted Heap has identified the deputy constable who was killed as Catherine Hudson. She and her daughter Casey both lost their lives on the Katy Freeway this morning. Air 11 capturing the procession of officers bringing Hudson and her daughter to the medical examiner's office. The Precinct 5 constable's office says Deputy Hudson was working an extra job providing a police presence for road work on the freeway when her vehicle was hit from behind at around 3:45 this morning. Houston police say the deputy and her daughter were in a sedan on the shoulder when a man driving a Mazda hit them. HPD says a box truck with the Texas DOT was also hit during the crash, causing it to burst into flames. Police say one of the workers was hurt in that fire and was taken to the hospital along with the passenger in the Mazda. They're both expected to be okay. Sadly, the deputy and her daughter did not survive.
It was a bad accident, and the fire was intense, and unfortunately we had 2 fatalities involved in this scene. So I do ask the Houstonians to please pray for these families, especially with the holidays coming up. This is a very tragic scene.
Deputy Hudson was 46 years old, and she was an 18-year veteran of Harris County Precinct 5. Just a devastating loss for all those who worked with her and those who knew her and her daughter. The crash is being investigated by Houston police with possible criminal charges being worked on by the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Reporting live from the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Our hearts, our prayers go out to the families, friends, and everyone involved.
I agree, young lady. Trailhand Bill reporting live from South Florida. You hear the background noise. I'm on the road, man. If you're new here, the video is over. That would be nothing but my opinion from this point forward. You are welcome to leave or stay. I already recorded this audio, man. I didn't really like it, so I don't know which one you're gonna get depending on how this one goes. I will just go ahead and start off by reiterating what the young lady just said and what I already agreed with, that this is absolutely tragic and heartbreaking. My extended and final point to this video is going to be, we just wish there was more of that sentiment when there was non-law enforcement, non-government Americans. That's the bottom line. That's all I can say about this story as a final point, so I'll go ahead and say it now. Because y'all know how I get, man. I get to rambling and be forgetting the stuff I wanted to say. I just be enjoying talking. I should not have said that out loud. I've been hearing y'all about this podcast thing and more so understanding where some of you may be coming from when you say I need one. I get it, so I'm considering it. Thank you for that idea. I think they said this young lady was 46 years old. Her daughter was 7. If you read the print articles that I leave in the description and or pinned comment, or if you just research this story more on your own, this happened early Friday morning, if I remember correctly, man. I'm pretty sure they have a lot more details out right now. You know what I mean? But initially, man, the reports were very conflicting on several matters, man. Whether she was in her own vehicle or not, which car burst into flames, who was hurt, whether the driver, that hit her from the back was inebriated or not, whether they had arrested the driver at the scene or not, whether they were planning to arrest the driver after they were released from the hospital, whether the driver was hurt or the passenger in the car with the like I'm saying, that was just a lot of conflicting reports because I wanted to gather as much information for this story as I could. And so I watched this video I think twice, and then I read several. I intentionally read different print media coverages of the story so I could get as much insight as I could from different vantage points. So it was just a lot of conflicting things, man. And I once again, I think the only solid point here is this is just very tragic and heartbreaking, man. I even forgot in my first audio that this just occurred and a huge holiday for a lot of Americans is coming up. So that just adds to the tragedy. I'm gonna do my Trailhand Bill thing here, man. I guess I should talk about her a little more first, what I found out in some of the articles. Apparently she does have at least one more child, and I said this in the first recording, man. I'm glad that I did, look at this story from different vantage points. And it just reminds me, man, about how important the information integrity is. Because if I only would have watched this video, I would have walked away with some things that would have been immediately clear to me as false had I just dug deeper. And I see a lot of people doing that, man, in the social media spaces where you can have your own personal journalism section or wave or whatever in the audience, man. It's like, y'all just be lying sometimes. Your audience don't be fact checking you. So once again, I appreciate y'all for doing that for me. But it seems to be pretty affirmed that she has another son, an older son. That's from a friend who spoke a lot about this young lady and her family because she knew them. She was a single mom. Why daughter was in the car with her at work was a question that I asked, but obviously there could be many understandable answers to that question. Could have been an activity that mom and daughter just enjoyed together. Could have been a first time thing, something one or either of them had been wanting to do for a while, and this was their opportunity. She might have didn't have a babysitter. I know at 7, some parents would consider their kids latchkey. That's your business. I ain't finna sit up here and argue, even though some will, whether 7-year-old should be latchkey or not. But I'm just saying that could be multiple reasons why the daughter was in the car, not necessarily something to look into like suspicious or suspect, man. Parents gotta be parents, and a lot of parents are doing it the best way they know how. I think that needs to be celebrated more than ridiculed. It doesn't mean you can't be compassionately and lovingly critical, but you celebrate parents trying to do it, man. Anyway, that's one thing that occurred to me, man. And so, like I said, they said she was a single mother with at least 2 kids. Obviously, if she's working 2 jobs, man, cop or not, y'all know I just tell the truth about what I see in front of me, man. If you working 2 jobs at 46, it might be your fault. You might smoke dope and got yourself an episode. I don't know this lady, man, but I'm going to say, cop or not, y'all might not like me for this. You working 2 jobs, especially at that age, and you've been a parent, man, it seems like a hard worker, at the least. At the least, I don't know, I could be horribly wrong. I could be getting way too much credit. I'm just observing things here, man, from what we've seen in the video. I don't know who that was, maybe the chief or sheriff or something. He didn't really seem to know what was going on. He was like, we have 2 fatalities. He didn't they'll usually say we lost one of our officers, and then they'll do that. It is what it is, guys, gang banging thing, because that's what they are, Blue Line Gang. But he didn't seem to have any of that in his rhetoric. He didn't seem to be very informed, even to the point where he said pray for the families. At first I was thinking, damn, homie, you don't even know it's the 2 victims are from the same family. But then I consider, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about just because I think something, he may be literally saying, as he should, not only the families of those who were deceased, but also those involved, because a lot of people were. So I don't know, man. And now the hard question that I don't mean to be insensitive or disregarding the grief or the situation when I asked, but we literally just had 2 officers. Well, now the 3rd one has passed away, I think down here in Palm Beach or Panama City Beach, Florida. Bike cops died on the side of the road. I covered that story. 2 of them died immediately. The other one just died very recently. And a lot of fair questions came from that situation. Why were 3 cops huddled on the side of the road like that? We already know they were out there running speed traps, but why were they huddled up like that? They have an answer, but it's a very questionable answer at best. And they were the ones obviously creating the hazard, and nobody's going to say that outside of that inside of that back to blue bubble. And this is something else I said in the first audio. That is literally why I'm here, not to be insensitive to anyone, but to ask questions on the behalf of the American public that are going to get skipped over by too many when they shouldn't. Because the cops that created the hazards were the ones who lost their lives, unfortunately, down here in Florida. It could have been anybody on that road. Many times it has been other people. The cop in that video who was narrating it said, the lieutenant, she was like, this is still one of the leading, she said this is still the #1 cause of cops dying. And I said in that video, what she didn't say is that they are the ones that are responsible in these situations. So they are not only the leading cause for them dying, if she's telling the truth, they are the leading hazard when they're in them vehicles for the American public. Let me be clear on what I was repeating that the lieutenant said. She said traffic accidents are still the #1 cause of officers dying to this day. What she didn't say is that they be the ones responsible for these damn traffic accidents. So I said it for her. That right there. I done belabored getting to this damn, one of them in front of me right now. I belabored getting to this damn point, man. Where was she parked? Was she creating a hazard? I'm not trying to be insensitive, man. I asked the questions ain't nobody gonna ask, and I do it on purpose. Was she creating a hazard? Was she parked in a good spot on the side of the road? They already said she was very probably in her personal vehicle, not a cop car. So does she have some type of emergency lights attached to her personal vehicle that pedestrian, citizen, drivers are gonna be able to see and recognize, hey, this, because I know I see cars parked on the side of the road all the damn time with them working crews and stuff. Even with the cop situations, they don't be having no lights on. I mean, no matter what the hell you got going on in your police ass mind, you are creating a hazard. And that's why I asked this question about this young lady. I'm not saying she did. Some people are going to immediately say the cop haters. I ain't here to judge you. I'll be judging it sometime, but not this time. I'm going to say, it was her fault. I can't say that. I don't know. But the other side, the cop blue line backwards are going to say, whether it was anybody's fault at all, and we're going to talk about that, it's just sad. No, it is sad, but we also need to investigate and see, did she create this hazardous situation? Because we already know another county vehicle or city vehicle blew up too. So like I say, these cops be out here creating hazards for everybody, man. We see when they just park in the damn well, in the damn house. I just covered the damn all of them video I'm gonna bring it to you guys. I might have to re-record that audio too. When I don't be liking it, I don't bring it to y'all guys, man. I promise you. It might be crap when it get to you, but I promise you I did my best to try to bring you the best that I could. But in that video, the cop was in the middle of the damn road creating a hazard. A dude was trying to just drive where the hell he was going. When he ran up on the cop blocking the road, he started recording him, and later on the cop pulled him over in a retaliatory stop. These are the types of activities y'all are known for. So like I say, I agree with this lady. This is very tragic and heartbreaking, but like on behalf of the American public, can we make sure that she and her other counterparts going forward, because they have too many times in the past, are not creating road hazards for us? I mean, I damn near want to say them, because they clearly don't give no damn about themselves. 3 of them just died doing some shit that anybody in their damn right mind should have known better than. I'm just being real. I'm not trying to be insensitive. They on the middle of the damn, on the side of the road with them a half an inch of shoulder up next to a guardrail. What the hell is wrong with you? It's a big ass median right there. Come on, man. We all do stupid stuff. I've been fortunate enough for my stupid decisions not to cost me my very life. I'm not trying to be insensitive, man. I'm not them people that be like, fuck it, they just another cop. I'm in that line of, hey, when I see cops die, go through things, the first thought that runs through my mind is, hey, man, grief and compassion for the American citizens that they put through it. Rest in peace to the American citizens that they have murdered. But I don't know, some people be like, hey, that's what's stopping the police on that. I don't be like, nobody life, fam. I'm a Christian. We don't rock like that. God created us all for a reason and with purpose and worth. What we do with that, even if we let it waste away, terrorizing other human beings created just like us, that's our decision, and that between us and God or whoever decides to intervene and navigate that. But other than that, I ain't nobody to look at nobody's life and be like, forget, I'm glad it's gone. That ain't how I rock. But that's why I also can ask these damn questions. I ain't just gonna stop with it sad and heartbreaking. Was she out there creating a hazard? I mean, it should be easy to find out. There was other people out there. The driver can tell us, the passenger can tell, somebody out there can tell us. Did we just let her do what she wanted to do because she was a cop, like many people do in many circumstances, no matter whose life or well-being it puts in danger? If the answer is no, the answer is no. If the answer is yes, there are some conversations that need to be had that should have been had many innocent lost lives ago. And I'm talking about non-law enforcement lives. So this gentleman who was driving the car, I already mentioned, they don't even know what the hell is going on. And by that, you know what I'm forced to conclude, knowing we can't trust the American law enforcement or government, y'all trying to make a reason that this dude was unlawfully driving that car so y'all can charge him with something. That would be y'all penance. That's why I say full investigation, please. You're gonna fully investigate whether the hell he was under the influence or anything. Fully investigate whether this deputy was parked haphazardly. That's what I was trying to say. I think it's fair and judicial to investigate whether this deputy herself was parked haphazardly or unlawfully on the side of the road. We need to know that as well. On the side of the damn road. You know why I'm asking that question. I guess I'll segue out of here with this, man. That shit hurt my heart, family. That 7-year-old baby ain't did a damn thing. She might have grew up to be a terrorist too. She might have grew up to be one of the most wonderful women mankind has ever known. That shit hurt my heart. Tragic and absolutely heartbreaking. I want to get it right. And our hearts and prayers go out. I said, I absolutely agree. I was amazed because I say the same damn thing that lady said. I just shortened it a little bit because I always realize people will say in these situations, our hearts and prayers go out to the family. And I'm knowing hell, sometimes family not even family, and it be people that's not family that be family. So I'm like, yo, when you say our hearts and prayers go out to the family, you leaving real ones out. So in my mind, I just start saying our hearts and prayers go out to family and friends like she said and everyone involved. I literally used to say that. And then for me, I just shortened it, abbreviated it to just loved ones. So now I say our hearts and prayers go out to their loved one. But with that in mind, I'm sorry I don't see cops as special. I'm sorry my heart did not break any more for this young lady because she was the daughter of a cop than my heart broke for Aiyana Jones. The cops murdered that girl. I think that was in Detroit. If I'm wrong about the location, I ain't wrong about the despicable shit that they did to that baby. A cop murdered Wyatt. I think they said his mama had just picked him up from daycare. A cop murdered this man's wife and 15-year-old son. The boy just had his birthday. Him and his mama had just ran to the damn stove for something. They had the life trackers on each other's phone. Dad said, y'all been gone too long. Hell y'all at? I see y'all not moving. He pull up to a scene. His wife and 15-year-old son. Boy, don't get me started. Ain't no way in hell I could even fathom having this type of grief only for a certain demographic of people. That's what Trailhand Bill got to say about this video. I need, you know, in my high-mindedness, I'm on my soapbox. I usually get there like I'm some damn body. I need y'all to come back to the humane side of things. There are no human lives worth or more or less than any others. I don't give a damn if it's your son or daughter. I'm sorry, I would tell you to say, if I had kids, I would teach my sons and daughters this, and I would tell them this. I love you. Your life is infinitely valuable, and every human being that you're going to run into throughout it has the same worth. Literally. What they do with that is on them, just like what you do with yours is on you. The video is over. That's my only issue here. Not with these journalists. I think they did a hell of a job. Sure, they say the Texas law enforcement community. Usually they say this is an American tragedy, and all you got to do is come to my little small ass comment section to find out. Americans ain't traumatized by this. Some of y'all are, some of them ain't. So I love when she said that, and I think they did a great job bringing this story to us, man. It is a tragic and heartbreaking situation. Absolutely tragic, absolutely heartbreaking. It's just not more tragic or more heartbreaking than it is when any other American goes through these situations, man. I'm not sending more of my heart, more of my prayers, more of my condolences because cops and their people are involved. There's a whole list of Americans, man, no longer with us because of the actions of these domestic terrorists. Whole list of their loved ones still alive, grieving and wanting justice that they may never get, but just because these people were cops when they murdered their loved one. We gotta talk about that, man, before we just elevate cops to some superior sympathy. We all know they'll never investigate themselves as much as they're about to investigate this gentleman to see if he committed any crimes or he was in any way culpable. That's why them folk be feeling like they feel in the comment section. Kinda hard to blame them.
Houston police say the deputy and her daughter were in a sedan on the shoulder when a man driving a Mazda hit them. HPD says a box truck with the Texas DOT was also hit during the crash, causing it to burst into flames. Police say one of the workers was hurt in that fire and was taken to the hospital along with the passenger in the Mazda. They're both expected to be okay. Sadly, the deputy and her daughter did not survive.
It was a bad accident, and the fire was intense. And unfortunately, we had 2 fatalities involved in this scene. So I do ask the Houstonians to please pray for these families. Especially with the holidays coming up, this is a very tragic scene.
Deputy Hudson was 46 years old, and she was an 18-year veteran of Harris County Precinct 5. Just a devastating loss for all those who worked with her and those who knew her and her daughter. The crash is being investigated by Houston police, with possible criminal charges being worked on by the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Reporting live from the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office, Orca Mann, KHOU 11 News.
Absolutely heartbreaking. Our hearts, our prayers go out to the families, friends, and everyone involved.
All the time, though, mama. Not selectively. And definitely not just when it's cops. All the time. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.